Hey everybody, welcome to video 2 in the Maya Lip Sync Toolset series. Today we're going to go over setting up Blendshape characters using the Maya Lip Sync Toolset. So what we've got loaded up here is is our scene called Mr. Blendosoft. Mr. Blendosoft is provided on the Annosoft website in the Maya Toolset download. So go ahead and load that scene up or any other scene you've got that has Blendshape data already set up. You'll notice our character here has got his Blendshape set up in the scene. So he's got standard MY, LN, and all the visemes are already set up on this character in this scene. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and do Annosoft and create character controls. This brings up our dialog window that's going to have 3 sections to it. The first section is the character definition section. This section really is the baseline of setting up all your character information within your scene so data can come in and out easily. So the first thing we want to do is we want to give our character name. We're going to call this guy Mr. Blendosoft. And from there, we want to give him a file path. I'm just going to put it right here on my desktop. You can put this anywhere you want. Essentially, the file path is what's going to be the export path of the data that goes out of Maya and into the lip sync tool. The next section is going to be the viseme count. And what we've got here is we have 4 options. We can do 9 visemes, 12 visemes, or 17 visemes. And that simply represents the general facial positions that we would have in this character. We can also do custom, and so we support up to 40 different visemes within this custom selection set. And if you wanted to do 40, you can. We recommend using 17. It's worked for most of our tests and is proven to be really kind of the best way to go. So once you've got this stuff set up, let's go ahead and go down to our Setup Base Viseme section and click on OK. Now, what's happening here is this is asking you to pick all the scene elements which would be part of the export process when you export the stuff to the lip sync tool. I'm just going to select the base mesh here, which is my character, and click OK. Now what that does is that creates the controls within our scene. Those controls, you can grab them, you can move them around freely, do whatever you want to with them. But as you notice, none of this stuff currently works. So we need to create a connection between these items here and our mesh blend shapes over here. So what we have to do now is we have to decide which sort of setup we want to use. Do we want to use blend shapes or do we want to use controllers? Currently, and this is all based on our base mesh. So currently our base mesh is a Blendshape base mesh. So let's go ahead and activate the Blendshape setup. And what this is going to do is it's going to say, okay, well, which is your Blendshape object within your scene? Select my mesh again and click OK. Now what that does is that creates a bunch of drop downs here that are the representative of the 17 visemes that you picked in the character definition phase. Each drop-down will allow you to select any of the blend shapes that you have on your base mesh here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these and set up all 17 and so that they'll connect to the sliders over here. So let's get started. So let's go Viseme X, and then I'm going to do Viseme AA, etc. down the line. Go ahead and do what you need to do to get all those things connected up, and we'll come back here in just a second. Okay, now that we've got all of our blend shapes set up to our Viseme controllers here, what we want to go ahead and do is set up visemes now. And that's all you have to do at this point is click on Complete, and that creates all of the necessary connections between the controllers and your blend shapes. So you'll notice as I slide through these, it's actually going to go ahead and drive the blend shapes that your base mesh has. All we're doing in this process is we're using set-driven-key automatically to connect our controller handles to your blend shape nodes over here in your channel box. So like I said, as you see, when you slide through these, it will actually go ahead and drive those animations or those blend shapes that you have on your base mesh. So once this is set up, you can save this scene, and this scene is ready to have any lip sync data that you've built applied to it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some lip sync data in on this scene using the Annosoft menu up here. So under Annosoft, we have this import.anno file. The anno file is essentially our file format that stores all of our Annosoft data that comes from the desktop lip sync tool. And once we have that file loaded, we're going to go ahead and select our tangent type. The tangent type is basically representative of how the data is going to get mapped to our controllers over here. Linear is going to bring them in as linear keyframes, and spline is going to bring them in as a standard Maya spline keyframe. Let's go ahead and set that to spline and do OK. Now once that's done, you'll notice that nothing really looks different in your scene, except if you script through your scene, you'll see that the keyframes have been applied to the actual handles over here. So now we can basically play this animation and see that our guy is lip syncing to the anno file that we have created, and we're good to go. That data can be exported to a game engine, pre-rendered for your movie, whatever you want to do from there. That is a quick overview on how to set up blend shapes to the lip sync controllers over here in Maya, and using the Annosoft tools to quickly create good quality lip sync for all your scenes. Thanks again, and happy lip syncing.